Remy, if you record, please record to your local computer because we do not have a lot of cloud space.
I understand. It is going into the computer, but no, I was just testing it. I won't do it now. I'll do it later.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Xu.
哎，在。
在好 Okay. Are you going to introduce yourself to our friends here? Say a little about yourself.
我那个共振定律是，怎么说呢？我是基于那个能量守恒啊，还有那个熵增定律，还有最小作用。我在想说，宇宙是一体的嘛，然后我刚好又在我那个想事情的时候，我刚好就看到共振这种东西，这个效应，那我就忽然在想，共振效应这种东西到底是不是常规的？因为它其实东西在共振的时候啊，它们是一种频率，其实不管是声音、摇摆，
你在讲英文他们都听不懂中文的。
这就是我之前有询问说我没办法讲英文 OK 吗？因为我也不会讲。那
你就 read， 你就把你的这个slides read through， 这样的话，我们这几位才一位在欧洲，两位在美国，三位在美国。Okay, you can start, please.
OK， 好。Sorry。那有办法还能继续讲吗？还是先？
你可以把你的内容念给大家吗？
英文的话没办法，目前我只能中文，因为我的英文是靠那个 AI 翻译的，又不是说基本都是懂英文。
We are running into a problem. He said那你就翻回你第一页去，he said that he has not been able to speak English, but he got his English slides. So maybe we can just go through his slides. He wants to talk about, and he invented this law of resonance, which triggered my interest and also triggered Ram's interest. Cross-scale theory, the systemic instability. Yes, Jerry?
May I suggest that you read the slides and we discuss them, since we can all read the slides, but if you read them out loud, then we can discuss the concepts involved as needed.
Okay, so I will read it aloud. I invite myself into this task. Okay, 下一页，第二页。Okay, what we see theoretical cornerstone here. He put layer 1, 2, 3, 4 here. The first layer is the foundation, conservation of energy. Means the foundation is conservation of energy. This is existence. It is the cosmic ledger, the what is. All things are merely different forms of it. So this is his layer 1. His layer 2, he tries to talk about the trend. Then invoke the law of entropy, increase. This is time and the direction. It's kind of things start moving. It is the universe's main narrative, where it goes, and it drives all things from order to disorder, and is the ultimate driver of all change. It becomes a dynamic word. Level 3, he says the rule, the principle of least action. Where does this principle comes from? But this is the script or the path. If entropy is the pressure that change must occur, then the principle of least action is the filter of how it changes. Sounds familiar, huh? Under the constraint of energy conservation, it finds the path of lowest overall cost. And so forcing change itself to occur in an orderly and predictable manner. So that's okay, the third move. The second, the fourth layer, he said the phenomena is something, okay, we observe. Resonance, the variable frequency within the rule. Okay, so it's kind of his little worldview here presented in the framework of 4 layers. And he said resonance is one of the most efficient and economical expression of this normal rule, which he calls the principle of least action. During energy transfer. When one system attempts to interact with another, the principle of least action guides it to find the path of least resistance. Okay, so now we suddenly noticed that he cannot speak English. The path of least resistance is that I need to read the slide. And that at least resistant. Okay.
I have
Be creative.
One critical question, Jason, if I may. He says this is a theoretical cornerstone. And so the question is, what is the mathematical grounding of this theoretical cornerstone? And the primary question I have is the term layer here equivalent with the notion of a plane, a mathematical plane, such that it is distributed across the plane, or smoothly across the plane, or does it include Riemannian geometry and irregular, shall we say, nonlinear phenomena as well within the layer? This is a critical question if we're going to apply the mathematics of resonance to the systems, the cornerstone that he's built.
I think you have to hold that question until we finish reading the slides. The last sentence says that the path of least resistance is the inherent frequency of the cosmic system. However, the frequency of every system is not fixed. And when the frequency of 2 systems match, resonance occurs. That we already knew, right? So next slide, 下一页. And then he's trying to define a dissipative system here. Dissipative system is a type of open system that is far from a thermodynamic equilibrium. That's Prigoghine's idea. It is not a static, inert, or dead system. It must exchange matter and energy. It needs to constantly eat energy and the matter from its environment. It must dissipate in entropy. This is the most critical point. To maintain its own internal high degree of order, it must continuously export disorder, that is entropy, into its surroundings. The word dissipate might sound like waste, but it is precisely this wastefulness. I think that it get that from a Chinese character, but we know dissipate does not mean waste. It's not equal. But this precisely the exporting of entropy that is exchanged for the complex structure within the system, And then he said there's a few classic examples. Life, you, me, a tree, a cell. We are all perfect examples of a dissipative system. We continuously take in energy, food from the outside world to maintain our highly complex and orderly body structure. Simultaneously, we constantly expel waste heat, body temperature, blah, 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 blah. So physical phenomena are is like hurricanes, flames, the event, Bernard cells, a beautiful hexagon pattern that emerges when heating a liquid, are all orderly structures that spontaneously arise from disorder. Looks like this is the whole page is about Prigogine stuff, and let's see what he's trying to develop from it. So next, 下一页，许先生下一页。What is resonance? Resonance is a concept that spans multiple fields, but its core meaning remains unchanged. It is the phenomena where a system's natural frequency happens to match or closely align with the external driving frequency, causing the system's amplitude of vibration energy to dramatically increase. You can think of it as applying the right force at the right time. Even a small force can actually accumulate into a massive effect. The most classic example is pushing a swing. Pushing a swing has its own natural frequency, blah, blah, blah. This goes like, okay, trying to define resonance, but still not mathematics yet. Next one, 下一页，许先生。Next one, he listed resonance in physics, mostly mechanical resonance benefit. I think we can jump over. Harm bridges have their own natural vibration frequency, so that yeah, we all know the story that the bridges crashes due to a parrot. Acoustic resonance we are very familiar with that. Example, when singing in the shower. Okay. So these are some basic countings about the phenomena of resonance. 下一页。下一页。Resonance in chemistry. Okay. Theory in chemistry. This does not refer to physical vibration, but rather to a theoretical model used to describe electron distribution. When scientists found that the true structure of certain molecules, such as benzene, could not be accurately represented by a single Lewis structure, the way electrons are drawn, they would draw multiple resonance structures to describe it collectively. So the key point is the real molecule is not rapidly switching or vibrating between these structures. It's not rapid switching, right? Okay. Instead, the true structure is a composite or average of all the resonance structures known as resonance hybrid. The effect is this delocalized state of electrons, where electrons are no longer confined between two specific atoms, but are spread out over multiple atoms, that lowers the molecule energy, thus making it more stable. 下一页. Then he's moving from physics to chemistry and then now to biology. Biology resonance, a little bit of fine print here. In mainstream science, resonance does exist in biological systems, but more precise terminology is typically used. The core concept is a system, such as a molecule or a cell, tends to oscillate at a specific frequency. Its resonant frequency, and when subject to an external force of the same frequency, it will absorb energy and produce a strong response. Okay, example, spectroscopy. This is the most definitive example. Nuclear magnetic resonance, NMR, medical magnetic resonance imaging utilize this principle. It applies a strong magnetic field and then uses radio waves to resonate with the hydrogen nuclei in the body, primarily in water molecules. By analyzing these resonant signals, a detailed map of the body's internal structure can be created. Raman spectroscopy, this uses a laser beam to irritate a sample. The vibrations of the molecules resonate with the light, causing a slight shift in the light frequency. Scientists can use this to identify specific molecules within a cell. Bioelectromagnetics, this is a field that studies how electromagnetic field, EMF, interacts with biological systems. He goes on, the cell and membrane potential, biological oscillators, neural oscillators, brain waves, and heart rate, and respiration, and circadian rhymes, that word I don't know, how our biological clock will resonate or synchronize with a 24-hour cycle of light and dark. 下一页. Now from biology, he moves to psychology and sociology. In humanities, resonance is extended to describe a mutual amplification or contagion of emotions or viewpoint. Well, this links to the talk I'm going to give. I'm going to talk about the story systems. Okay, so this is the first connection. Emotion resonance. This is what we often call empathy or feeling for someone. Meaning, when one person's emotion, like joy or sadness, is conveyed to another through nonverbal cues, like a facial expression or tone of voice. The author is not giving us this non-verbal cues like facial expression or tone of voice. If the receiver has had a similar experience or feelings, they are also moved internally and produce similar emotion responses. Okay, that's true. Examples: crying while watching a touching scene in a movie, hearing a song and feeling that it's singing my story. Or you got that those goosebumps when you hear a song, right? Social resonance, meaning when a viewpoint, a value, or a cultural symbol spreads within a specific group, it strikes a chord with their shared feelings or collective memory, thereby gaining widespread acceptance and support, forming a powerful social force. Okay, examples: an advertising slogan or a social movement catchphrase, "Make America Great Again," that precisely is a public pain point, sparking widespread discussion and response. Yeah, I agree with that. Next one, please. 下一页。Common characteristics. Okay, so he wants to now summarize all the different field, the same resonance mechanisms happening in different fields. Based on this, we can conclude that when in physics, chemistry, psychology or biology, the core commonalities of resonance always revolve around two elements: matching and amplification. We can summarize this universal law as follows. Oh, the universal law is coming. All things have a quote-unquote frequency. All systems have their own internal state or inherent pattern. This is their frequency. Physics, the natural vibration frequency of an object, like a glass cup. Biology, the body's biological clock. The brain's neural oscillators, brain waves. In psychology, an individual's core beliefs, values, or emotional baseline. In chemistry, the possible electron distribution states of a molecule. Second, a match must occur. Okay, first you have a frequency. Second, you have to have a match. A system does not resonate on its own. It requires the external input, and this input's frequency must be the same as very close to the system's internal frequency. Physics, the pitch of a voice, external matches the glass for frequency internal. Biology, sunlight, external matches the biological clock, internal. Psychology, another person's viewpoint, external, matches your belief, internal. Okay, so his ideas is trying to get some match with ours right now. It inevitably leads to amplification or synchronization. Once a match occurs, the result is that the energy or signal is disproportionately amplified, or the system achieves synchronization. Okay, I think we're all familiar with this, so I will pass. When a system inherited in frequency encounters a matching external frequency, it causes energy state or signal to be disproportionately amplified or synchronized. And this amplification is in itself neutral. It can be constructive. For example, MRI imaging, musical instruments, emotional connection, focused brain waves. It can also be destructive. For example, a bridge collapse, epidemic outbreak, mass panic, mental breakdown. 下一页. Okay, so social and civilizational resonance is from their common characteristics. We can deduce that for societies and civilizations composed of humans, resonance operates as follows. First, on a social and civilizational level, resonance is about ideas. At this scale, the meaning of resonance is frequency. Frequency equals an idea, belief, emotion, or a narrative. For example, we are being deceived. The future will be better. So and so is the enemy. That's a frequency. And the external force is like a slogan, a new article, a meme, or a leader's speech. Social resonance is when a narrative precisely hit pre-existing belief or emotion within a group of people, causing that narrative to be widely amplified. Yeah. Number two simple examples. Example A, the echo chamber effect. This is the most fundamental social resonance. Situation is a group of people with the same belief, same frequency gathers together in an online forum. Resonance is at this point. External force, an article or slogan perfectly matches this belief. Amplification is that the group madly shares, likes, and echoes the idea. This idea resonates back and forth among them, growing louder and making everyone inside more certain that their idea is 100% correct, and everything outside is just noise. Oh, I like that. This is why filter bubbles are so hard to break. Physically, they are a resonant cavity. Example B, building collapse, civilization collapse, such as dynastic collapse. Exactly. Situation. A civilization is like a large building held together by multiple parts: economy, politics, culture, technology, etc. Resonance dysfunction at first, corruption and class stratification cause the building structure, i.e. its top-down and bottom-up communication, to rust and fail. Resonance collapse is at this point a massive external force, for example, a plague, a war, a Great Depression hits and starts to violently shake the economic pillar. And the destruction is because all structures are tied together. The shaking of the economy drags politics and the society along with it. When all parts are forced to shake at the same destructive frequency, the entire building, the civilization, disintegrates. Number three, the great filter in the Fermi paradox. Why can't we find aliens? The great filter? Question mark. The answer may be that they all failed to maintain their own order and collapsed. Perhaps every civilization that reaches the global network stage produces ideas, memes, fake news, panic at a speed and intensity that is too high. As a result, their social structure is shattered by its own internal resonance before it has time to adapt. Oh, this is becoming more serious. Next one, please. 下一页. Okay, two more. Resonance as the organizing principle within dissipative systems. Based on the point above, we can establish that resonance is not just a regular operational law of the theoretically closed system of the universe, but also a universal operational law from the mirror to the from a micro to macro scale for all dissipative systems or all open systems. At a micro level, organizing matter systems is like atoms, molecules. Organizational principle is physics, chemistry. Resonance, like a resonance hybrid. It's not a metaphor. It is expression of the principle of least action. Blah blah blah. And in the life level, organizing time. Okay, he says in the life level, the key is organizing time. The systems it's like a cells, organisms. Most classical dissipative systems, organization principle is life uses resonance to organize time. Maximizing the efficiency of energy consumption, metabolism, and circadian, cannot read that word.
Okay.
The print becomes so fine. Rhyme, circadian rhyme. The entire organism, massive dissipative system, resonates with sunlight as an external frequency. This is an optimal strategy for organizing energy intakes and entropy dissipation repair. Makes sense. Neural oscillations, the brain dissipative system uses resonance, phase-locking brain waves to organize disperse information into a coherent consciousness. At a social level, organizing behavior. Systems are groups, cities, markets, and organizing principle is society uses semantic and emotional resonance to organize the synchronous behavior of millions of individuals. So the constructive resonance are laws, rituals, languages, and traffic signals. These are all designed resonant frequencies. They allow individuals to synchronize efficiently, organizing a social structure with low friction and low disorder. Destructive resonance, panic, rumors, they are also organizing behavior, but the result is the amplification of internal entropy, leading to the collapse of a system, like a market crash. That's a good point. And civilizational level, he says, organizing structures. And system is a civilization. the organizing principle is the civilization uses narratives and the values to organize the coupling between its subsystems. Well, this is what I was talking about, the story system. Principle of organization. A civilization must find a planetary scale, common frequency, human rights, science, common survival goal that allows all its subsystems to constructively couple and resonate. And this is the only way it can operate efficiently and dissipate its internal crisis. The principle of a collapse is the great filter. Well, he's talking about a great filter again here. So it could be a destructive resonance that crashes the whole civilization. Macro level, he says, organizing the cosmos. The system is the universe itself, galaxies, planetary systems. Organizing principle is the universe uses the fundamental forces, especially gravity, to organize the stable structure of celestial bodies. Orbital resonance in the solar system, many planets and moons have orbital periods that are simple integer ratio of each other. For example, the 1/2/4 resonance of Jupiter's moons. That I'm not familiar with. This is not a coincidence. It is the most stable, most effortless long-term state that this giant dissipative system, the solar system, has self-organized into following the principle of least action over billions of years. Last one. 下一页，最后一页。Civilization's ultimate solution, allying with reality, sounds like a solution. Planetary scale resonant coherence. Internally, we must find common ethical harmonics in universal values. Like, for example, human rights, allowing global cultures to be interoperable. Yeah, I agree with that. Civilization's greatest risk is to resonate with its own delusions. If a civilization such as ours refuses to synchronize with the rhymes of reality, for example, entropy, scarcity, the physical feedback of climate change, etc., it will self-destruct due to dissonance. Therefore, the last word is therefore, the ultimate strategy for survival is to learn to resonate with reality, to accept its limits, and respect its rhymes. Well, in the history of a Club of Remy, this is the first speaker that I have to read those slides. But I think it's very interesting, right? Igor.
I raised the hands just in the right moment, so we are in resonance.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what I saw here, if resonance was a disease, I would call this a very good diagnostic of the symptoms, right? So, it showed where resonance is, what it can do in positive and negative way, which is all very good. But what I would like to know, I agree with Jerry, is there something we can identify underneath on the next on the level beyond. So basically, are there any mechanisms and how these mechanisms work, which allow for resonance to emerge, right? Resonance is basically an effect of something. Two systems getting in resonance means that they adapt. So which are these adaptable mechanisms? Which structure supports how these mechanisms are being developed so that they can allow for resonance. And interestingly, you can find it on all levels. That means that it can go also to the concept of cognitive universe. So the energy actually knows what it's doing when it's creating the matter, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, just trying to point a few things out of the hat. Yep.
Okay, let me translate to him. 徐先生啊，你最好露个脸好不好？
我这边没有视讯呢。
你没有哈啊
对，
？Sorry, he said that
我没有。
he doesn't have a video in Taiwan because of the Taiwan government. Anyway, let me translate Eagle's question to him first, and then Jerry's. 他那个雨果问你，雨果是那个WOSC 的这个 director，是我们一个重要的一个学派的头啊，他是在那个原来南斯拉夫那个国家现在叫什么？我Hugo, which country you're from? Coming from?
I'm from Slovenia, and your friend is from Taiwan?
Yeah, so Slovenia, OK，斯洛文尼亚不是斯洛伐尼亚，是斯洛文尼亚他在那边马鲁博 ，right？他在一个大学里面，他问你的问题就是你现在，同时其实也是我要问你的问题，就是你整个谈话是一个表面性的一个观察。这个观察，你 talk about resonance 的时候，你后面有没有理清楚它的具体的那个 dynamic？就是说，你有没有公式，来描述，或者有一定的变量？就是说，所有的你涉及到的这些描述是定性的还是定量的？这个是他很想知道的。你看你中文给我讲一下，我再翻给他们。
我是有在尝试构建，可是因为我不是这方面的那个专业的，所以我也只能说尽量是给他计算，可是其实并没有到太准确的程度。
你的专业是什么？首先我们可以问问。
我并不是，我只是个业余的，我就是业余，我并不是专业的。
但你的工作是什么？就是你日常工作是什么？你还是学生吗？还是
自己那个卖吃的这样？我并不是
卖什么？
卖吃的。
哦，你是那个开餐馆的？
对，
可以这么理解。
餐饮的。
OK. Hugo, he said that his occupation is a restaurant owner. So these are purely amateur research. So there is no formulas or variables or quantitative discussion. The whole thing, including, I think Jerry's question is similar, including all these things is his observation plus thinking. And he even cannot function in English. He asked the AI to translate his Chinese writing into these slides.
Well,
Jerry.
congratulations. Yep.
如果说祝贺你能够有这样的成就，就是没有那个，你不在专业行业里面，但是你的观察能够这样的话，是很值得大家祝贺你的。
谢谢。
他说 Thank you. Jerry, what's your question?
Thank you. First, I completely agree with Igor that the need is to expand this to quantitative levels, if you would. But first, I would like to congratulate the restaurant owner in being such avid seeker of truth, shall we say, in order to put some order into a common language. I do not know his educational background, but the fact that he could arrange these sophisticated ideas into coherent presentation like this is quite remarkable and gives me substantial hope for the further development of cybernetics and systems theory and some form of worldwide unity. They could emerge from a broader acceptance of this viewpoint. Obviously, there are many minor points that I could argue with or nitpick, as we say in English, and that sort of thing. But that is not his point about resonance. The one thing I would think that is missing from this viewpoint, and that is that the material basis of resonance somehow has to be creative. It somehow has to be generative. And that requires some sort of amplitive logic. If you want to start with logical particles and amplify the logical particles into bigger and bigger and more sophisticated systems. And so you might suggest that to him. How does he amplify logical particles into this ultimate solution for reality?
OK，Jerry，首先也是祝贺你那个可以在一种业余的情况下，能够想的这么多，而且相对还是比较完整的。但是其中呢是漏洞很多，漏洞很多。这个就是如果你愿意的话，我们可以就是进一步的来 detail 的。比如说，他讲一个最关键的问题，就是你在每一个层次那个 resonance 的那个具体发生的机制啊，你要给他一个自始至终能够贯穿起来的一个 logic， 就是很多地方的那个比喻、那个 metaphor 和 analogy，都如果能够再进一步的话呢，这个工作就会比较有意思。这个是Jerry 给你提的建议实际上我来说两句，就是说我经过你的这个过一遍以后呢，大部分的内容我是同意的，而且也是跟我们的另外一些线索上的工作呢，也是能连通的。但是呢，你这个你现在这个状态呢，我会建议你进入一个合作，就是说你这份东西如果把这个文字的版本拿给大家，给你提一些意见啊，或者说做一些改动啊。是这个有可能就是说，最后会产生一个比较有意思的一份报告吧，或者一个文章吧，而不管是在小范围内你的朋友当中传播，而是就是可以达到发表级别的这个The later is not my only translation. I'm directly telling him my own comments and suggestions as well. 你看怎么样？你是怎么说？
其实我个人更倾向就是我其实并没有很想要深入学术，我更倾向的是我只是把我的想法传达出来，然后我想说让更多人看到，因为我个人虽然说我不是专业的，可是也正因为我不是专业的，所以我感觉就是没有感觉到整个 学术界给我们相对平民没有那种就是好像没有缺乏那种连贯性，就是好像什么东西就是分得很细，可是有些
I
东
see.
西在我们来看就是一样的东西。
哦
哎，
，OK，我转达你的意思。Well, his response is including Jerry's suggestion, my suggestion. He prefers to start a resignation from common people's point of view, not academic point of view. You see what I mean? So that he just want to summarize and make it coherent what his thinking is, and hopefully it will resonate to a lot of non-academics instead of we here academics. Okay, so that's what basically his reply. Now, Lauren.
Yeah. First, a very specific thing. Google Translate is doing a passable job of translating the Chinese into English. But okay, in terms of mechanism, I can only speak to the psychological. And in the model that I have, the mental network is the mechanism that I proposed for exactly this sort of resonant frequency. What happens is you have individual memories that feel good or bad, but a mental network is a collection of memories. You trigger one memory, it's like a schema, emotional schema. You trigger one memory, the whole network activates, and it generates an emotion based upon consistency, which is your resonance. So, and that one maps onto ventral medial prefrontal cortex. And I've been going through Maurice's system, yeah, his the big book, and about half of what he says can also be explained by this cognitive mechanism of what I call the mental network. So,
Okay, great. I think Larry, Jerry, Eagle, if you have something written down back in the email, we can send those to him, and he can process it in another language, and then the interaction would be more. I mean, the conversation would be more meaningful instead of me doing translation here. We already reached 1 hour, so we are going to hear another presentation by Rem.
Still isn't allowing multiple presenters sharing for the meeting. Can you see?
Yes.
Oh, your grandsons.
Yeah. Now is it changed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, okay. Let me see.